Few words about the decision today. As you can appreciate, from the very beginning, we have stated that there was nothing to even begin the case for the prosecution. And I think you remember that because of that, we have made an application to strike out the charges, because we thought that the charges will not be able to stand what the prosecution themselves have presented as their initial facts. But I think the learned judge wanted to be surer than sure, so I think he proceeded with the case in order to determine at the end of the prosecution case, and that was today, to decide whether there is a case or not. And he has decided that the prosecution has not proven many of the ingredients that they ought to prove, but they have not proven at all. So as a result of which, you find that he made a finding on Arul Kanda to be a credible person, a person who has given evidence without any hesitation, without any evidence of minimizing his role and maximizing Datuk Sri Najib's role. He wasn't of that character, and therefore Arul Kanda, being the first accused, was given the certificate. That was, you will notice, was an indication of what would be the consequence of the decision on Datuk Sri Najib. And true enough, on Datuk Sri Najib, he found a very critical finding. This one you must take note. He found that there is no element of gratification. That means there was absolutely no element of corruption in Datuk Sri Najib's role in these charges, which we call the auditing charges. All right? And I must also remind you, and I think I owe a duty to the former Auditor General, who I have always thought throughout my cross-examination of that gentleman, I thought he was a pride to Malaysia, because he was a person of credible means and very credible character to have held that position. And he didn't buckle under pressure, be it in the parliamentary inquiry. You remember he had an inquiry, he gave evidence there, and he stood fast throughout. And he gave the similar evidence in court, in spite of this being such a politically charged case. So I think if you have characters like that in the public service, this country has got hope.